Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Boys Play D&D as they finally descended down to the plains of Avernus. Last session started with them waking up from a long rest after the ritual. Gerbeck woke up early to work on Jail's sword some more, and made it even more magical than it was before. Krush sketched out a rudimentary concept for a flying machine and presented it as an idea for how to get down from Elturel to the plains below. This sparked a Jimmy Neutron brain blast in Gerbeck, and he managed to draw out some very detailed plans for a machine and gave the group instructions on the materials he would need to complete it. Um, they set out in two different groups to look for the materials, asking locals where they might find them. And one group went to a local merchant district and found some cloth and other materials to make the wings, and found some water skins and some other adventuring gear that might come in handy later on. But on the way, they were ambushed by a group of zombies wanting to get out of a house that was on fire. And they, being the heroes that they are, just jumped into action to save what was pounding on the door. And they didn't get rewarded for that at all. The other group, they set off to a warehouse district, and on the way there encountered a devilish patrol, which they handily took care of. And made it back with the raw materials to make the bracings for the wings, the fuselage, the wheels, and all the other needed materials for the flying machine. Um, Once they met back up at the cathedral, made a they assembled the flying machine and then made a smaller copy of the flying machine using Kilvius's Song of Creation, which Gerbeck took on a test flight just around the cathedral, which did not end very well as he ended up crashing into the ground. Luckily, he had feather fall to avoid any damage as he sailed back down to the streets himself. The smaller copy of the flying machine crashing and being completely ruined. This spurred some discussion among the group about how they were actually going to get down, as it didn't inspire much confidence within the group. But eventually, it was determined that this is the best option for everybody to get down and stay together. So they made their round, saying their heartfelt goodbyes, as Rhea decided to stay with the Elturellians and rally a defense. They set off on their maiden voyage of the flying machine and successfully landed it on the plains of Avernus, having a brief close encounter with a meteorite, but they managed to get by unscathed. And that is where we'll pick back up as you guys have touched down, decided to leave the flying machine behind, and have started trekking across the plains towards Fort Knucklebone, which you see just faintly on the horizon. So I will give you an example of the kind of landscape you're seeing here. So it's almost like a bit of a salt flat mixed with like a savanna type thing, um, mixed with just a blasted,
Whoa.
cracked landscape like that. Um,
Yeah.
Now, what little like features there are in this landscape? So if we go back to the savanna looking thing, instead of any kind of trees or anything, it's more like calcified bone-like shrubs and bits of rusted metal poking out of the ground, making the landscape a little bit irregular than just a salt flat. Um, so there are some obstacles to pick your way around as you guys go. So,
Uh,
anybody doing anything as you guys set off? I guess what pace are you traveling? Anybody doing anything while you travel? Stuff like that.
Before we go, my brother and I are both casting Find Steed.
All right. Good call. What are you guys conjuring here with your fine steed?
Warhorse, I guess.
Okay. So you um, reach out with your magic and try to touch the celestial plane and pull a creature from there, and the um, planes light up for a moment, and the light takes the form of a warhorse-like figure. It's just made of pure yellow light, and then the light turns red, and you smell sulfur as the light fades. Instead of a warhorse in front of you, there is a horse as black as pitch with a flaming mane and red eyes as it huffs out brimstony smoke from its nostrils as it paws the ground.
What the fuck?
That is awesome.
Do I still feel a connection to my creature?
You do.
All right. Hop on.
It's a mean-looking horsey.
I think I'm gonna try and summon the exact same thing. That is awesome.
Yeah, so your warhorse looks very similar to the one that your brother just summoned. It looks like down here, closer to the influence of hell, magic might be tainted a little bit.
Do these have a warhorse stat block?
They do, yeah.
Okay. All right. Surgex and I can watch the flanks while we travel.
Oh, fair enough. Should
Sounds
we
like a
go
plan.
at a medium pace? I'm guessing we probably don't want to go fast in case we overexert ourselves.
So that is what your warhorses look like. If that actually popped up on
It's
everybody's screen.
Rapidash.
Nintendo do not sue. Alright, upon seeing his friends summon horses and realizing that he just can't possibly walk as fast as his group members, Gerbeck looks over at Lulu and says, Can I ride you? I'm pretty slow, and I don't want to hold them back.
Lulu has to think for a moment as she eyes you up and down, and she has +0 strength modifier, score of 10. So what's her carry capacity? Anybody that can math it out?
150.
Gerbeck, how much do you weigh in total, including gear?
126 pounds.
I can try. I don't really have anything to grab onto you with, though.
I'm gonna walk up and going to cast Performance of Creation. It's gonna cost me a 2nd level spell slot, and I'm gonna create a saddle for Gerbeck.
Oh.
All right.
Oops, sorry, twice.
No problem. Okay, so you channel the weave through your voice to the rhythm of your spoons and conjure a saddle on the ground in front of you.
There you go, Gerbeck. This should work.
Yeah, I think it might. How heavy is the saddle? Because we're not working with a lot of weight.
Well, it depends on the type of saddle chosen. Um, there is
Lead.
exotic, military, pack, or riding saddle. Pack saddle being the least weight.
I don't know what kind of mount Lulu would count as. Oh, an exotic saddle is required for riding any aquatic or flying mount.
Oh.
And it weighs
there you
40
go.
Okay,
pounds.
so an exotic saddle is
Mm.
40 pounds.
Well, what you got weighs 15 pounds. I can carry it, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I was. How much are they? Is an exotic saddle worth?
60 gold.
Oh, okay. I'm good then.
Just leave your half plate here, Gerbeck. The fighting's probably over.
I just put my tinker's tools and my smith tools in my bag of holding. So they
Oh.
reduce my weight to below 18 pounds, which puts with the 40 extra pounds is basically just enough.
All right.
Power of
Before-
math.
Well, this
hope
might
so.
be hard, but I'll give it my best.
It's efficient. It's exactly what you can carry.
She's gonna die of exhaustion by the time we get to Michael Bone.
Gerbeck, the saddle does not last forever. It will eventually disappear.
Yeah, I think by the time it disappears, the group will be tired that they'll walk the same speed I normally do when I have to run.
Sounds good.
Gerbeck, I want to yeet my chainmail into your bag of holding.
Okay, I think that's fine. We added Catlin's.
Yeah, I just wanted an extra 55 pounds available.
While we're doing this, anything around us? Any signs of life or anything like that?
You guys can just faintly see the river Styx looking behind you, and you can see the massed devilish war force over there in their neat organized battle lines, but close to you there is nothing.
All right. Doesn't seem like anything's from that line's making its way towards us.
At this distance you wouldn't really be able to tell, but probably not. So you guys are, I guess, I don't know. How far can a person see to the horizon on a flat plain? You guys made it about 5 miles from El Terrell. And
If only
you've
we
got
lived
another
in an
5
area.
miles to go.
Google says 3 miles.
All right. Well, then you barely see, like you see El Terrell chained to the ground, because it's above the horizon, but you don't see the river Styx from here.
All right.
And likewise, you see the very top of Fort Knucklebone.
Okay. All right. I guess we
During-
start hoofing it.
Through our journey, Gerbeck's gonna try to be extra perceptive because he doesn't have to focus on walking.
Okay. So you guys are traveling at a medium pace with Surzex and Jael serving as outriders, and Gerbeck riding atop Lulu flying overhead. And so Gerbeck, you can roll a perception check as you are the lookout for the group here.
Perception, you said?
Yes.
Nice.
All right, so you are keeping your little eyes peeled atop your elevated position here as Lulu works to fly you across the plains. Is anybody else wanting to do anything as you travel here?
I'll just be keeping my eyes open, looking around.
Okay. So
I'm gonna
you can also
my-
roll
Sorry.
you can also roll a perception check as you watch one of the flanks.
Why?
Yeah, the even though it's like kind of a perpetual twilight here, it seems to radiate off of the salt flat like ground here. Makes it hard to see really where the horizon is and leads way to mirages as you guys travel along.
Did we take a break before we came
Nope.
down here? No?
We
Okay, I just want to double
basically-
check.
I mean, we maybe arguably had a short rest while I was test flying shit and doing the final checks. But I don't think we declared anything officially.
Okay.
You guys
Well, I'll just
not
look around as
rested
we walk
before you
in.
came. All right. Well, anybody that wants to keep their eyes peeled, and that's what you're doing for the trip, can roll a perception check.
I will do that too. I think it's
I
okay.
would
Okay,
probably
yep.
say that Sir Zex would want to because he's on the other flank, but he's away right now talking to his kid.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll roll him one.
Thank God Krush is here.
As usual.
Yep. The hero we need, but not the one we deserve.
I'm gonna
Sir
play my
Zex.
pipe to the sewers lower instead of looking around.
Okay, so you're doing a little jaunty little tune to keep everybody's spirits up and keep the travel pace as you guys travel along. As you guys get about an hour traveled, I want you all to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
We're traveling through hell and it's awesome.
oh
We're not very perceptive, but
Rush
God, are
just
me and Jail
died.
prepared for anything?
12 for me.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, nope, maybe not. It's a saving throw. Let me check. Oh yep. I'm gonna use a thingy. I'm gonna use my Dark One's Own Luck to add a D10 to my save.
All right.
I'm actually going to use my inspiration to reroll
Oh,
my save.
called the fuck out of that.
That would be a good call. That is a good call for inspiration use.
That definitely is. So roll it again.
Ah, much better.
All right.
Nice.
So as you guys march across the plains here, sometimes having to pick your way over top of rusted metal ruins half poking up out of the ground, dodging calcified little shrubs, you start to sweat. And
Thank you.
okay, we got add your intelligence modifier. Okay, so what is that?
3.
You would have
So
rounded me
I've
up to
got-
over 15, Brighton.
I've got a 10 then with that and
I
Dark
only
One's Own Luck.
have one use left.
And I'm up to it, and I am up to a 12 with
All
my
right.
aura.
Yeah, with your paladin auras. So the heat feels even more oppressive down here than it did up in Elturel, as it kind of radiates from above and below as the cooked, blasted earth just radiates that heat back at you. You guys are definitely into your water skins already, sweat leaking down your brows, but luckily with Gerbeck making a cold compress for Sereth, seeing as he was struggling a little bit, you guys keep the pace and keep trudging on. About another hour into your trip, Gerbeck, you notice a kind of a black streak on the horizon in front of you guys. Jail and Surzex, you guys also ride back. It looks to be a narrow but long lake of black, almost tar-like substance kind of directly in your path. You guys, unfortunately, are coming. It's narrow, so you might be able to get across, but it's long. It would take you. It looks to stretch a mile in either direction, north and south.
Oh,
Ford the way.
About how
Uh,
narrow does it look?
It's still a ways away. You don't know exactly how narrow it is, but you could choose now to approach it and maybe have to waste time going north or south around it, or take the direct route to either the north or south,
How far
adding a
away
little
are
bit
we
onto your
roughly
trip.
from it?
What was that?
Roughly how far away are we from the lake?
I would say you're about a mile away. So you'd either have to travel a mile there and then a mile in either direction, or you could take route 2 of a mile and go to the north or south tip right now.
I say we make our way over there and then just see if there's any way to get across. If not, then we can just move. I don't think we'll lose too much time, at least checking it out.
Yeah, say it's worth taking a peek at.
Okay.
Would my fire resist have helped me with that Constitution save?
Absolutely, it would have. You do not have to make that throw.
hey, me too.
So I
Yes,
can
because of the
Huh?
shield.
my inspiration, or is it too late now?
Yeah, you can get that back. Sorry, I should have.
No, I missed that, and I didn't know if I should interrupt on that one or not.
I should have caught that. But yeah.
No, all good.
All right, so you guys set out towards the Black Lake. As you guys approach, you see that it is kind of bubbling, and it looks viscous, but a little less than tar. As you guys approach the lake, you see it to be about 50 feet wide.
Oh God.
Well, I guess we're going around.
Let me see if I can. Like, I'm gonna just kind of like look at it and just like think really hard at it, and I'm going to try and cast Control Water and see if I can red see this bitch.
Oh, well, a good idea. It does not seem to respond to your magic.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, guys, it's definitely not water in any way or form.
All right. Well, I want to.
I'd be a bit disturbed if it was.
That's
some rope,
my
just
idea.
lower a flask in there and get a flask of this shit.
All right, so you are going to. Do you have a flask?
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
Okay. So you tie the rope around the neck of an empty flask, and you're going to throw it into the black, sludgy lake here.
I'm doing this slowly and carefully. I don't want this splashing around.
Okay. Yeah, going slow and doing that carefully. You can pull up a flask of black liquid, and the edge of the rope is kind of coated in the material as well. So you have to be very careful on taking that, untying that, or cut
I'm
that
just
off.
cutting it off.
All
And
right,
I want to
so
pour kind of water on the flask. Where once I got the lid on so I could touch it.
Okay, so you cut about a foot of rope off, and you carefully push the cork stopper into the flask, and then you have to dump some water, which is a precious resource here, to wash off the flask.
Yeah.
You fool!
Everybody kind of just looks in shock as you do so. But now you do have a clean and safe to handle flask of black liquid.
Perfect. All right.
Now, if you ever get really thirsty, there you go.
YOLO.
The forbidden drink.
Well, should we go north or south?
Uh,
Pull out your spyglass and look.
All right. Check the north and south with my spyglass.
All right, make a perception check with advantage.
Oh yes, I'm holding it backwards.
That spyglass coming very handy here. It's
did you
um,
leave the cover on?
I know how to use a spyglass, Gerbeck.
it seems to be the same featureless plains in either direction, and just of how you've approached, it seems to be completely equal distances to either tip of this long narrow lake.
Well, let's flip a coin. I mean, I guess 2 tails, which would be south.
That's good.
That checks out.
Okay, that's what we'll do. We didn't assign a value to it, so we'll just go south.
After Sarah throws the coin and it comes up on the ground, you guys are just like, wait, we didn't decide what that meant. I guess we're going
collectively
south.
agreed. Tails is south, I guess.
It's logic.
All right, so you guys head towards the south. Are you guys traveling along the shores of the lake? Or are you keeping your distance from it?
I would recommend keeping our distance a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys skirt around the edge of the lake, and adds a little bit of extra time to the journey. Now you are about 2 miles from Fort Knucklebone as you see it growing in the distance. You see faintly around this rock-like structure seems to be some kind of barricade made out of what looks to be scrap iron. You guys keep pushing on closer and closer, and the Fort Knucklebone renders into view as you guys get closer. Still sweating, getting a little bit saddle sore, some of you. And you start to see this. However, as you're about, let's say, 500 feet from the barricade around the fort here, let's go back to y'all's perception checks. Oh yeah. Okay, Krush. You notice a plume of dust to the north of you.
Is the plume of dust coming this way?
It looks like it is being kicked up by something headed this way.
Uh-oh.
Guys, I think we should maybe take some cover and hide.
Did
About
any
how
rats
far
happen
away
to
does
be
it
following us?
Sorry?
Did any rats happen to be following us?
There are no rats here, unfortunately.
Okay.
It appears to be about 3 miles away.
Oh, okay.
If we picked up the pace, could we make it to Fort Knucklebone?
It's only 500 feet away.
Yeah.
I thought we were from the barricade, not from.
I mean, if we get inside the barricade, that's hopefully protection.
Might
Yeah,
be.
so you
But I
guys,
mean, if this photo's anything, it's still a bit of a jaunt to the actual town.
You guys see that there are some watchtowers interspersed along the haphazard iron barricades, and you do happen to be heading towards a gate, kind of directly ahead of you. Now, as you are keeping your normal pace here and slowly eating away at that 500 feet, you do notice that dust plume is getting closer and closer and
Oh, it's
closer,
keeping me
surprisingly fast.
Oh, let's get to
Oh.
the watchtower ASAP. Fast,
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get moving. Let's go.
Oh,
And then the turtle just starts running.
yeah.
Be trotting at the back of the group.
Yep.
I'll ask Lulu to fly ahead if she can and see if she can find her two friends. Let them know that we mean them no harm, type of thing.
Blake always sent Lulu to her death.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll get her one of these days.
Jordan, how long do you have on the Song of Creation?
I believe it's 3 hours at the moment.
Oh, okay. So you're fine. Lulu's like, sure, I'll go look. Gerbeck, you want to come with me?
Sure, I can help protect you, maybe.
All right. And she starts zipping off, going faster than she was, taking the dash action now. All right, the rest of you start to pick up the pace from a walk to a jog, from a jog to a run as you see this cloud getting closer and closer by the minute. Every 100 feet you guys travel, it seems that this thing travels a mile as it is coming closer and closer. You guys start to hear the rumbling on the horizon as you start to see at the base of the cloud. Let's see. Dang it, I don't have the artwork I wanted. Let's see if I can quickly find it.
The suspense.
Minus Lulu and Gerbeck, how close are we all together? Are we all in a group or are we like 40 feet apart?
You guys are relatively close together except for Jael and Surzek. So actually, whoever of the brothers was the outrider to the north, you did see this image resolve before the others, and I will grab it here. Uploading, suspense.
What the
All
fuck?
right. You
Octavius?
see a large hunk of iron just tearing through the plains, ripping up the rock and ground and dodging meteors, striking the earth. And this thing is headed right towards the fort.
Is there only? Oh, there's only one.
Yes, there's only one.
And how far it is?
Damn.
So you guys are about 300 feet away from the fort, and it's about 3 miles from you. And by the speed that it's going, you guys think that you'll make it to the gate as it makes it there.
All right.
Is there anywhere where we might be able to hide, or would they be able to see us from where they are now?
They might not be able to see you. just because you're not making as big of a ruckus as it is. But on the plains, the featureless plains here, doesn't look like there's much cover. So Jael and Surzex, you guys noticing this have come in tighter to the formation as you guys are all together. You might have a chance at getting to the gate before the rest of the group if you take off.
Hell,
Hell
yeah.
no.
I'm gonna go open the
Oh, okay. If you want to open the gate, as long as we're not leaving these dudes behind.
totally wouldn't leave that behind.
All right, let's fucking rip it then.
All right, so you guys spur your mounts into action as they gallop off, speeding towards the gate. The rest of you sweating and huffing and sprinting now with all you have to reach here before whatever this thing is. Now, Lulu and Gerbeck, you pass over top of the barricade here, and you see that it is manned by small creatures that are all wearing red hats and iron boots. They seem to be little gnome-like men with wrinkly skin and
Uh-oh.
wispy beards. As you kind of do a loop around over top of the gate here, you don't seem to notice any bird-like creatures. What would you like to have Lulu do here with you?
Lulu, do you recognize these people?
I don't really remember. Um, I'm sorry, I don't see the people that I thought would be here. We could push in further if you want. At this point, the little gnomish men are like kind of pointing up at the flying golden elephant here, kind of muttering and looking like they're angry.
I tell Lulu to go back to the group.
All right, so you guys kind of make it here, see this, circle around, and come back to the group. You see the riders charging ahead of the group, and you kind of pass by them on the way to the main group. And at this point, it's about neck and neck for the riders and this big moving wheeled piece of iron here, as you actually see the gate open up, and it looks like this thing's going to head right in.
Huh.
So they beat us there?
You guys are like a pace with them right now, and the
You
gate's
see them?
opening up before you. Yep, you're like riding up right alongside them. You guys just dodged a meteor too, and you're right here.
Yeah. Are there people on the vehicle, like, looking at us? Or they
Yeah,
just
you
drive?
see those two hanging off the vehicle.
A wave while we're riding.
The creature that it looks to be steering this thing just gives you a like kindly wave back as they go through the gate, which is closely shut behind them.
I just
As you guys
slow down.
pull up your mounts to a stop, kind of confused at what's going on.
So this thing just completely ignored us and went inside.
That's right.
Huh. All right then.
Well, I guess we just sit here and wait for the group to show up.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys sit outside the gate, you now see the little red men or red-capped men, gnomish men, manning the gate and the watchtowers as they. Hey, what are you doing out there? Who are you?
We're looking for some what the hell were their names? Clonk and something?
Chucka and Thonk or something. I don't fucking remember.
I know Chukka was one of them.
And Clonk or
I think
something?
it was actually Chukka and Clonk.
We're looking for Chucka and Clonk.
I don't think it was Clonk.
I want it to be Clonk, but right now
Trying
it's
it.
too late. Can't change it.
Yep. Canon.
All right. What's the password?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
He kind of looks confused and looks around for the others, and he yells down, "Hey, what's the password?" And then one yells up, "We don't have a password!" And they all fall over and start laughing and like banging their fists and feet on the ground as they just like roll in mirth.
I like this place.
You guys,
You guys are
look
funny.
around confused as they go around doing that. About this time, the rest of you kind of like had slowed down, seeing this thing pass without issue, and have now made it up to the group, and you guys are all together here at the base of the barricade.
So funny.
How big was this piece of iron on wheels?
This piece of iron on wheels was, let's see. Good question. I've got the stat block around here somewhere. All right. This thing was huge in size.
Target.
That's what she said.
Alright, Gerbeck yells from up in Lulu. Hey, what kind of gnomes are you guys?
We're red caps. What are you?
Oh, I'm a rock one.
Highly intelligent creatures. I look over at my brother.
So,
All right.
can we come in or?
If you all stand on one leg.
Well, I'm standing on 0 legs.
Well,
I would
get down on
immediately
the ground
stand
and
on
stand
one
on one leg. What was that, Brett?
I would immediately stand on one leg.
All right. Anybody else?
Yep.
Does Lulu go to the ground?
I mean, you can direct her to the ground if you'd like. You're kind of in control here in the saddle.
Alright, Gerbeck will stand on one leg.
I
All right.
do not.
You're not doing it?
Yeah,
Right.
Kilvius will lift his leg
Okay,
as well.
Kilvius. Anybody else? Okay, so then they're gonna point at the rest of you that aren't doing it. Hey, you with the cloak! Show us those legs! So pointing at Octavius.
Oh, I was doing it.
Oh, you were? Okay, so you threw back the cloak and showed that you were on one octopus-like appendage.
Yeah. The rest go with the cloak. They don't know that. They just see one tentacle.
Oh, okay.
Just
He's
make
got
a
funny
weird
legs.
face.
All right. So, after you guys all stand on one leg, the one that's kind of leading the show here looks around and he's like, "Hey, what else can I come to do?" The small one slapped the octopusy one. Little rock guy, give that guy a slap.
Do it, Gerbeck.
That's against my ethics. I can't. You see, we
What?
have this book, and then I start going into detail about the ethics book and how rock gnomes are ethical.
Boring. Slap him.
Your mother was a hamster.
Yes.
That's what I feel like I'm taking part of right now.
Can we come up and have a look?
I don't slap him.
Well, if you're not gonna slap him, somebody slap him.
I'll slap Octavius.
I'll slap him too.
Again, they all
No
fall about the
hesitation.
place laughing and like just snorting and kicking at stuff. You see their heavy iron boots are just pounding on the ground as they like are. It's like a kid throwing a temper tantrum, except they're laughing.
Mhm.
After like 30 seconds of that, he stands up and like wipes a tear from his eyes. He's like, "All right, no more nonsense. What are you idiots doing? Get in here."
But we can't. The door's closed.
And the door is like cracked open a peek as you say that.
All right, I get back on Lulu and deliberately fly over the door.
We're gonna slam it as soon as we walk up.
Start walking towards the door.
Yep. No, I knowing full well what's gonna happen.
All right, you guys pass through the gate, and he says, "I wasn't ready for it, but that would have been funny. That was a good idea. I'll write that down for next time."
Glad to be of help. So what is this place?
Welcome to Fort Knucklebone. As you guys see now that the area enclosed by the rampart is littered with trash and mechanical parts, some put together in odd ways that are reminiscent to carts and other horse-drawn vehicles you would have seen. You see ramshackle structures built from the same junk, providing shelters. And the platoon of small fey creatures mills about, all looking like feral gnomes. Several of them sport darker caps, which seem to drip with a vile-smelling ichor, reminiscent of the lake you guys just passed. Now, in the gate, having approached as the guards at the gate made a scene, you guys see a pair of Kenku examining one of the strange vehicles, chattering to each other in high-pitched squawks. They carry an assortment of strange tools, and they turn to see you and stare in wonder. Ah!
Did Gerbeck see the big mechanical car? Because he kind of flew away and then came back.
Oh yeah, you would have saw this thing. You kind of flew right over top of it as you flew back to the group.
Alright, when Gerbeck's flying over the gate, he gets Lulu to like stop kind of right beside the guard tower. And I want to like look at the guard I'm assuming we were talking to. I was just assuming he's in the guard tower.
Sure. Okay.
And I say in kind of a hushed voice, Where can I get one of those cars?
Well, you've come to the right place. This is where we tune these up and sell them to the warlords of Avernus.
Gerbeck gets visibly excited.
And
Gerbeck 14, come on, JL.
But what's that in gnome years?
7?
Even less.
Oh.
All right, so one of the Kenku is like waving and pointing at Lulu, and squawks, "What a deal! Patience is a virtue. Can't keep the boss waiting." And he runs off into one of the trash structures. Moments later, he returns leading the creature you saw riding the mysterious vehicle, wearing a long, tattered shift covered in mud, blood, mold, and even worse. The hag's eyes seem to move independently of each other as she approaches you, her straggly brown hair hanging in front of them. Resting on each shoulder are red-eyed ravens that scrutinize your group. Behind her, a hulking creature built of disparate, fiendish parts trudges, moaning and hopping as it walks. Then both of the hag's eyes roll towards you and keenly focus on your group and Lulu specifically. My goodness, she croaks, spittle dribbling from his mouth. Where did you find such a treasure?
Which treasure are you talking about?
Well, the Holophant, of course.
Oh, that's our friend Lulu. She's the best.
Lulu, you say? Yes. Well, tell me about her. Can you speak? Yes. Well, quickly, my dear, tell me. Tell me about yourself. And Lulu starts to regale her with your entire group's history from the point Lulu met you to now, telling her about the lost memories and how she was remembered the two Kenku here as Alder Ravengard explained his vision, and she thinks that this place might be the key to unlocking her lost memories. You see that the hag is just staring transfixed at Lulu throughout this whole tale, slobber dripping from her mouth that's hanging wide open as she's just captured with rapt attention at this story. A look of glee in her eyes. At the end of Lulu's tale, she rubs her hands together and is like, well, you've certainly come to the right place. I can unlock your memories.
Is she fucking lying?
Yeah, I want to know that too.
This sounds. She is sketchy as balls.
Gerbeck is extremely perplexed by all the creations around him and is not really paying attention enough to insight check.
All right. Well, anybody that wants to can insight check Maggie here.
Everybody's like, fuck this bitch.
Pretty much.
All right, and everybody gets the same read on her. She is very, very interested in Lulu's memories for some reason, but you think that she's telling the truth about being able to unlock them.
How would you go about doing that?
Well, I'd have to prepare a dream ritual, of course.
Of course.
That might take some time. I must be about it at once. You, stay here. Just make yourselves at home. See if you can fix up the place or something. And she trudges off back into her trash structure and leaves you there, standing with the Kenku, a group of red caps standing around you, and the flesh golem here that looks to be made up somewhat of devil parts.
Gerbeck immediately
All right,
walks up
so
to the two Kenkus.
Oh my god.
that's the two of them there.
Ooh.
Nice.
I feel like that's what Octavius is going to turn into.
Pretty
Just
much.
with more of those weird grasshopper legs.
I hope not. I like my tentacles.
All right, so yeah, you guys are left there somewhat perplexed, as that was just a whirlwind of a lot of strange phenomenon happening all at once. You didn't know what to expect in hell, but it wasn't that.
I really didn't think we were gonna get in here this easy.
This lines up exactly with Gerbeck expected. There's cars.
Well, that
Alright,
was interesting.
So you guys are just left there wondering what you're gonna do. The flesh golem just kind of like looks at you and cocks his head and stares at you for a moment, appears to get bored, and he turns around to shuffle off. And you see that he kind of has a halting gait and he moans as he's walking. And some of the red caps join in beside him and mimic his way of walking, kind of hobbling on one foot as they moan. And they're like, "Come on, do the Mikey!" And they start dancing like that and like moaning a tune to him. And then the rest just like fall about on the ground laughing.
Is its name Mikey?
Yeah, this is Mikey. We like the way he walks and moans. It's funny.
It's an oversized hat. Yeah,
Does it look like he's limping in pain or something?
Roll a medicine check.
I kind of want
Yeah.
to check that too, but mine sucks. But I'll roll it.
Okay, go ahead.
Even worse.
I want to check you now. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to see that this guy's in some sort of pain on his one foot. The madcaps just don't care. They think it's funny.
Guys, I've got a question for you. If you've got this nice, beautiful fort and it's really good at keeping people out, how come you let us in and you don't even know us?
Boss's long-standing orders. We see a flying golden elephant, we just let you in. We're just fucking around with you a bit.
Convenient.
Oh, well, that's not concerning at all. Go on with what you're doing.
All right, what they were doing just seems to be bothering Mikey.
Can I attempt to help Mikey in some sort of way?
Yeah, what would you like to do?
Am I able to observe like what kind? Like, does his foot look broken or something like that?
You'd have to approach much closer to him.
All right, I want to walk up to
read like
Mikey.
that. All right, so Mikey's hobbling away, and because of his slow gait, you manage to catch up to him, and you kind of stand in front of him, and he stops, and he considers you, and just cocks his head again.
I try and like do some sort of charades because he probably isn't. I don't know if he speaks or anything, so I try to like get him to tell me what kind of pain he's in.
All right, make a performance check. All right, so you mime out and do the actions looking like a hurt foot, and you want to look into it some more. And Mikey looks at you and nods and picks up the bottom of his foot. Now, you see, just without any check, that there is what looks to be a bone stabbed into the bottom of his foot.
Ugh.
And Mikey kind of goes.
I try and pull it out and cast Cure Wounds on him.
All right. As you grasp the bone fragment here, I want you to make a medicine check to pull it out without injuring him further. All right. You kind of rub your hands together and get ready for this, and you firmly but delicately grasp the bit of bone extending from his foot. As you pull it a bit, Mikey gives out a roar as ichorous blood starts to pour out around the bone, but you maybe slid it out like a few centimeters at that, and he kind of pulls back away from you as he kind of gently puts his foot back on the ground, and he just shakes his head no at you.
Come on, Mikey. Me make pain go away.
You might need to persuade him to let you try again.
Maybe that's
Mikey,
his
are you
leg
sure?
bone sticking out the bottom of his foot.
All right, I'm just gonna try and speak to him. I'm gonna be like, Mikey, don't you want the pain to go away? Don't you want to be able to walk right, not have a sore foot all the time? You gotta
He
let me pull it out.
He nods his head yes at all of this. Yeah, he wants the pain to go away, but when you say that you want to help him pull it out again, he shakes his head no.
Mikey, there's no other way to get it out though. Little pain now to make all the pain in the future go away.
Maybe he just on a bone. I'm thinking it's his actual bone that you're pulling on.
Roll a persuasion check to let him give you another try. All right, he seems to think for a moment as he gingerly lifts up his foot again, presenting it to you.
All right, I'm gonna yeet this motherfucker out.
As
sorry,
he's
Mikey.
doing that, can I come over and try and distract Mikey a bit with minor illusion? Just start making some like flashing colors and shit.
Sure. I want you to
Sarah,
Look at the pretty monkey.
too, along with his flashy colors.
All right.
I want to help
Sarah-
him by grabbing him so he stays in place.
No, don't grab him. He's gonna think you're hostile.
No, just his leg. I'm gonna hold it in place for you. I've been there with you the whole time here, so I hope he thinks I'm helping.
All right. Sareth, with your illusions, I want you to
We give him a
roll
seizure.
an Arcana check
All right. 14?
with advantage
Oh.
because you've got Jordan helping you.
You got some music in the back.
15.
All right.
It's technically better.
Octavius, you can roll athletics to hold him in place.
I'll cast guidance on Octavius.
What does that do?
This gives you a
Gives
extra
you
D4.
D4.
Okay. Hopefully I don't fuck this up.
Nice.
Make sure you watch out for his leg spikes.
All right. With that, you're like, oh yeah, okay. I'm watching out for those, and you grab his leg so he can't like really pull back like he did before.
All right, I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna look up at Mikey, and I'm gonna like count down on my fingers. And when I get to 2, I'm just gonna fucking rip this shit right out.
All right.
Nice.
You can now roll a medicine check with advantage, as everybody here's helping you out.
Oh, nice.
All right, and you grasp it in one hand, and with the other hand, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, and rip it out of Mikey's foot, and he howls, and then and he stares at the pretty lights for a bit.
Then I stand up, I pat Mikey on the shoulder, and like lightly toss the bone up so he can catch it.
Try to do his other foot.
You throw the bone up, but he's like too focused on the flashy lights, and it just kind of like clinks off of him. And he now, as the bone's out, Octavius, you let him go, and he just like puts his foot back down, and he's standing normally, not kind of with the hunched over posture he had before.
All right, if the bone hits the ground, I pick it up so he doesn't step on it again.
All right. Quickly pick up the bone fragment and get it out of his way. As the lights fade, Mikey turns to look at you guys, and he gives you a big happy-looking nod.
I give him a thumbs up.
Um,
You have thumbs?
unfamiliar with the gesture, he gives you one back.
You have thumbs?
It's a valid question.
My normal fucking hands are still arms. They're normal.
Oh, I didn't know he had normal hands.
I'm gonna be asking one of the red caps. I'm just gonna ask one who the woman was that went into the trash house.
That's Mad Maggie.
Mad Maggie. What'd she do?
She's the boss around here. She's oversees things, you'd say.
See. And you guys find her trustworthy?
Well, she brought us all here. Yep.
Good, good.
All right.
That doesn't say, just know, where were you before this?
Well, didn't really exist before this, I guess.
Oh. That's crazy.
So while all this is happening, does Gerbeck recognize like the type of gnomes these people are?
You've never seen these creatures before. Well, they look like gnomes. They're distinctly different in odd ways. It kind of alien ways. It's hard to understand, but there's just something off about them.
Interesting. All right. I whisper to Lulu and ask her what the two Kenku or the bird people's names were.
So that's what these guys look like.
Ugh. That's some meaty combat boots.
Are those boots or are those their actual legs?
They seem to all be wearing very, very heavy iron shoes.
Maybe they're made of helium and this sticks
so
them to the
cute.
ground.
So
It has
does
to
she,
do with just purposely sinking somewhere.
does she get you guys to make the machines and make the stuff around here?
Yeah, we kind of work on the machines and guard the gates and go fight off ruffians.
Oh, you got to deal with ruffians quite a bit around here.
Yeah, sometimes the warlords get uppity.
They've never taken this place before?
Oh no, they wouldn't do that. They're not going to bite the hand that feeds.
Okay.
At this point, Mikey saunters off, now walking normally, and the red cap that you're talking to, like really quickly glances over his shoulder at Mikey walking away, and goes, "Ah, no! You ruined it! Now we can't do to Mikey."
I mean, you could still do it.
I hand him the
Nothing's stopping
bone
you.
if he wants to stick in someone else's foot.
He like grabs one of his buddy's heavy iron boots and like pulls his foot up, making him fall on the ground. And then he like tries to stab the bone through the boot and it shatters. He's like, "Nah, it's no good. You guys ruined it."
All right. Well,
As his
well,
buddy
the
on the
group,
ground just kind of is like, "Ah, that was a good thing while it lasted. No more Mikey."
Woo woo woo! Fun police here.
while the group was doing the whole Mikey thing, Gerbeck wants to be trying to like approaching the two Kenku that were studying that one broken machine that we seen.
All right. So yeah, you see that the Kenku here are have kind of gone back to working on this large machine, and they are kind of scratching their heads as they are looking into some internal mechanisms of the machine. And you approach them from behind, and they don't really seem to notice you.
Hey Lulu, are these the two that you seen?
Yeah, I think these are them.
I don't remember what their names were, but Gerbeck would have remembered.
Chukka and Clonk.
We were right.
Clonk.
All right.
Saying their names, they all turn to look at you. Ah, Lulu's here. Lulu. They seem to know her.
Hi guys. I'm Gerbeck, Lulu's friend.
Gerbeck Lulu's friend. Gerbeck Lulu's friend.
Oh yeah, I forgot Kenku can only mimic things.
Chukka. Clonk.
Often listen to your.
I reach out to give them a weird handshake because it would probably be awkward because they don't have hands.
They kind of got hands.
Uh,
Like feathery hands. They shake yours.
you guys look like you know a thing or two about these machines. Can you
Fix the machine. Fix the machine.
Can you teach me?
Teach. And they gesture to the machine and different parts of it, and they say, "Demon grinder."
Oh.
So let's see if I got a.
Wait, was that the name of the machine or the name of the specific part?
It seems to be that they're gesturing, and this is the name of the machine. Should have had some art for this already prepared. Let's see.
Oh, that looks way cooler than I thought.
So yeah, it's got kind of a wrecking ball looking thing at the back. It has this gnarly kind of like meat grinder like front. It's kitted out with various like harpoon slingers, and it looks like this thing can fit. Let's see. Gotta switch over to my stat block here. Dang it. Where do I have those? Yeah, so this thing that they're standing in front of is gargantuan, and it looks like it could fit 8 creatures.
How convenient.
That's extremely convenient.
So they show you the different features of the thing here. It it's got the chomper, the wrecking ball, and a couple harpoon flingers, and they say though, don't work, no idea.
And they're like pointing to the harpoon thrower.
No, they're pointing as they've opened up a panel on it to a looks to be some kind of furnace inside of it.
All right. I I kind of approach and try to take a look and see if I can understand the mechanism. And
All right. Roll Arcana or Investigation, your choice.
they are equals.
Sorry, that's updating. All right. So you spend about 10 minutes examining this structure, and you're not really understanding what's supposed to happen here. It seems that this is a mixture of magic and technology that you just don't have any experience with.
I scratch my head and say, don't understand.
Same. Don't understand. Don't understand.
So if we have proficiency in land vehicles, will we be able to try and understand this, or is land vehicles like animals?
Carts.
I mean, you guys could all try to figure this out as well, like this particular problem. But yeah, these aren't like anything you've ever experienced before, and you don't know if your proficiency with vehicles is going to help at all.
Well, might as well give it a shot, right?
Yep. What kind of check is it?
Arcana or Investigation to examine the engine to figure out what's wrong.
What the hell? Ooh, nice.
This
I'm just
bullshit.
looking at everyone's like, fuck Rebecca, it's simple as shit.
All right. So the rest of the group are kind of like looking over your shoulder as you investigate stuff. They're like, "What about that thing? What about this? What about?" And you're kind of just getting frustrated, Gerbeck, and you're like, "I've had it," and you walk away. And then Sareth, you kind of take his place, and you kind of feel that this is definitely devilish in construction, but tapping into some of your additional senses, you feel that there's a part that's kind of throwing off a chaotic energy that's in opposition to the order of the flow of energy throughout this vehicle. You bring your awareness a bit deeper, and you actually find that there is a particular gear that looks to be part of not the original construction. It looks to be, I guess, something that was a makeshift repair made at one time, and it looks to be made out of demon bone. This gear.
Part of me just wants to go like, well, there's your problem. All right.
You throw a greasy rag over your shoulder.
Yep. This gear, is it like I'm assuming it's connected to a bunch of other things.
Yeah. But that specific gear, well, it's part of the machinery. It seems to be like magically working against it.
All right. I'll ask. I already forgot their names.
Chaka? Clonk.
Chuck and Clonk, yeah. Just gonna point it out and get them to help me remove it.
So they take some of their strange looking tools to you and start to turn on a piece, and it comes off, and they kind of have to hammer on the gear to slide it off a shaft. And now that it's gone, they kind of are scratching their heads about looking around. Replace it. Replace it.
I'll help look around for anything similar.
I could also keep an eye out too if I'm not doing anything else right now.
Okay, so you two can roll perception checks as you search around, and you're looking for like a needle in a haystack or a gear in a junk pile.
I'll
There is
also
a lot of crap around here.
Sorry, did you say what kind of a check it would be?
Perception.
I'll also shout to Gerbeck and show him the cog and see if he wants to help out.
Oh, Gerbeck's still trying to understand the machine.
All right.
All right. So the two of you look around as Gerbeck continues to study the engine. You eventually see um, a gear on a like scrapped hunk of something else much smaller that seemed to have two wheels at one time. One of them is missing, and you point that out to Chukka and Clonk, who then pry it off of that piece of equipment and slap it in. And while it's not a perfect fit, it does mesh with the teeth of the other gears around it. And they look at you happily and say, "Good, fine, might work, might work."
I'll just say, well, start her up and let's find out.
Mm. They kind of look at each other and they say, wait here," as they leave for a moment and go into the trash heap that the hag had wandered into, and they come out holding a large iron coin-looking thing. It seems to have infernal lettering on it, and it looks to be made of the same iron that made up the chains that bound Elturel to Avernus.
What does the Infernal say?
It's just a single letter on it, kind of like a stamp or marking. So they climb up into the machine, and they gesture at Gerbeck to come along with them.
Gerbeck immediately tries to go with them.
All right, so you clamber up into the machine, and you see that they go. There's a couple seats side by side. There looks to be a steering mechanism of levers, like what you had made to steer your flying machine, and there is a coin slot in between the seats on the console that they put the coin into.
It runs on souls.
Gerbeck is taking notes on his little notepad.
You hear the coin clank through a series of chutes before you hear the piece of machinery rumble to life as the furnace flares up. You can feel the heat underneath your feet as the machine starts to vibrate and shake under you. The Kenku start to operate some of the levers and pedals here, and the machine slowly starts rolling forward. It works! It works!
I just start clapping.
So they kind of drive around in a circle and park it back where they had just started from, and they flip a switch and the thing goes silent again. They clamber out of the machine and they're like, thank you very much."
What did you guys put in it? I've never seen something like that before.
Soul coin.
I look at the group with a just visibly confused, as don't think I've heard of a soul coin before.
We've heard of soul coins before.
Yeah, I think the Major Candlekeep mentioned them.
We asked about what kind of currency was worth the most down here, and they said
Yeah.
gold coins.
That's right. Alright, well, I do not look confused. I just immediately follow up with another question saying, what kind of tools did you guys use? I didn't see those before.
They I guess they would like look at each other and shrug. They don't really have a word for them.
Can you show me them all? Like, is it just the two?
So they show you. They've got like wrenches and hammers and screwdrivers and all kinds of tools, and you're thinking that this is pretty much just a tinkering tool set.
Oh, I thought you described them as tools I've never seen before, so I was gonna try to use my right tool to maybe RP creating the mechanics.
I mean, they've got like some like socket wrenches and stuff that might be a little bit more advanced than what you have in your tinkering tool set, but you think that you'd pretty easily be able to replicate this set of tools.
Alright, cool. Alright, thanks guys, that was really knowledgeable.
And they just say, "You're welcome. You're welcome."
I like them. They're fun.
Chonka and Clonk, how long have you guys been around here for? Because I thought Lulu was gone a long time ago, but she said that you guys helped him before.
They would have been here. Well, I don't know. Kinku lifespan is pretty short, actually.
I think it's like 50 years.
But they've been here for quite a while. They came here pretty young.
Okay.
Do things even die of old age in hell?
Yeah, then
Probably pretty lucky if you do.
they come back in double hell.
Time might not go at the same rate as other planes, but there is still the passage of time.
Hmm.
Alright, while they were doing the car stuff, could I still be talking to one of the red caps?
Sure.
Are there any other ones around me? The ones that were all greasy and dripping with slime?
Yeah, you can see some of those ambling about. There's probably more of the red caps that look normal in quotations, rather than the other ones.
Okay. I just asked one of the red caps beside me, I'm like, what happened to your friend over there? You guys go for swims or what?
He's like, "Oh, those guys are crazy." Yeah. They were getting a bit dry, so they dipped their hats in some of that black liquid outside, and now they just gibber and jabber.
They dipped their hats in that black lake out there?
Yeah, that's right. They were getting dry, so they dipped their hats.
And now they're not normal anymore?
Now they're this.
Oh God.
Whoa.
Good
thing we didn't go for good thing we didn't try to swim through.
Why is their hat also their face?
Must have melted on.
Ugh.
Yeah, those things are just kind of like ambling about, not really doing anything productive, as they kind of just like cackle to themselves sometimes and then go about muttering.
Greasy.
Wow.
I guess I got a question. If that happened to the first person that dipped their hat in, why the fuck would anybody else start dipping more hats in there?
Oh, well, you see, us red caps, if our hat ever dries out of blood, we die.
Huh.
Okay.
Your head
Uh,
is full of blood?
Yep. And he like takes it off his head and like wrings it a drop of blood out, and he catches it, and then he wipes it back into his hat before he puts it back on.
Huh.
What about your killer boots? They seem kind of impractical.
Lots of junk to step on around here. Need good solid boots.
I see.
I'm visibly uncomfortable.
No, to stay away from those guys. The mad caps, I mean.
All right. So are you guys just kind of staying around here? Do you want to go exploring some of the other areas of the fort here?
What other kind of areas are there around?
Well, you guys are kind of in like the entranceway. You come into the gate and you're kind of out here where there's like some junk heaps that seem to be residences, but you haven't made your way up to like the fort area. There seems to be structures built into the um, indentations in the rock here. So this rock feature looks like kind of a fist coming up out of the ground with there's space in between the finger-like protrusions that they've built structures in.
Hmm.
And we came here because Lulu said she knew Chuck and Clonk, right?
Right. She remembers those two when Alder described bird-like people in his vision.
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask them. Did we already ask them how they knew Lulu, or if they did?
They seem to know her, but we didn't ask how.
Gerbeck was so perplexed with the machines that he did not ask them much.
I guess I'll ask them how they met her or knew her, or how come Lulu recognized them.
Um, sorry, I know this is in my notes somewhere, how they know her. You know what? While I find it, why don't we take a 5-minute break right there?
Sounds good.
I need to get a drink of
Okay.
water anyway.
This place is awesome.
And we're back. So you guys had just rescued Mikey, fixed a demon grinder, and have asked Chukka and Clonk about how they know Lulu. And I'm getting tired of doing bird voice. So they tell you that once they were out on a uh, scavenging run, um, they they found her just aimlessly wandering around Avernus, and they took her in for a bit, got her into the vehicle, and they didn't know what to do with her, so they traded her to a guy named Mahadi, who leads a traveling market in Avernus.
I remember that name.
Yeah, didn't somebody tell us to avoid him at all costs?
No, they said
Yeah.
we could trade with him.
Said Sylvira said, "Don't be in debt to the Wandering Emporium, and if you find him, tell Mahadi I said hi," or something along those lines.
Mm. So only buy what you can afford and don't make deals with them. Got it.
Yep.
While I'm hanging out over here with the red caps, I want to cast a Divine Sense.
All right, you want to click that for me? All right, so you know that these guys are actually no, you don't. You do sense an undead in Mikey, and you sense another undead presence in some of the structures in one of the knuckle bones. It is a flame skull.
Ooh. Do I know what those are?
I guess not. I read the spell wrong. You know the type, but not its identity. So you know that there's another undead here. The fey creatures, the mad caps and the red caps, do not um, come up to your sense. Except, actually, I'll say the mad caps smell faintly demonic.
Okay. Interesting. So,
Not totally demonic, only faintly. Only
Yep.
faintly.
to walk over and ask the Kenkus if they know how long the lady's gonna be.
They kind of shrug and could be all day.
Well, I suppose we should have a look around, perhaps.
Sounds good to
And
me.
then in Maggie's exact voice, they say, "Make yourselves at home. I could be a while."
Okay.
All right. While I'm standing by this car here, I'm gonna be like, so, how much does one of these put someone else back, money-wise?
And they
Or currency-wise?
lots of soul coins. Lots of soul coins.
Fair enough.
Where does one get soul coins?
You gotta do something for somebody that has soul coins, and then they are exchanged for goods and or services.
Ah. Almost like money.
Like money. Like money.
So they said there's a town in this rock, kind of. There's a bunch of buildings.
Yeah, so you can see on the artwork here, there's kind of like little pinpricks of light. Those would be different like structures kind of built into the kind of the coulees, I guess, in the rock here.
All right. I climb up on my steed and ask if we want to go on a little walk.
It just kind of like
Right on.
That was a good horse noise. Well done.
as you kind of spur it into motion, and it just kind of trots off towards the knucklebone structure. What are the rest of you doing? Following with or staying
Yep.
here?
I might ask these dinks on if there's a specific one of these that's more like the central town one. Like if there's a finger we should go to.
They shrug and just say it's kind of just haphazard. Look around.
All right. Well, then I just follow the group.
All right. So you guys kind of journey into the sheltered lee side of one of these rock finger formations, and you see just like out in the courtyard like area, just more structures kind of made of heaps of different steel and infernal iron and junk parts slapped together, riveted together, bolted together in places. It's kind of just you know, a mad heap of different construction pieces here.
Modern art.
Wouldn't
I
every one
wonder-
of these little things just be like an oven?
Yeah, it'd be pretty hot in there. Not pleasant.
I've got two wonders here. Wonder number one. Would there possibly be a bar in here somewhere? Wonder number two. Would we probably not want to see what is served at the bar?
Well, if it's a town, there's got to be somewhere where you drink. That's just probably a given. What they drink, I don't know.
I have another wonder. Where do all the red caps get all the blood to keep their hats wet?
I also
rather
wondered
not think
that, but I
about it.
decided not to ask.
Wait, how many red caps were there? Like tens or like hundreds?
There is probably less than 100 in total here, but it's more than like tens.
All right.
That's a lot of blood.
So while we're walking up to these buildings and stuff, are there any signs anywhere?
No.
Oh boy.
Just wander around looking in people's houses.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be keeping an eye out for a bar of some kind.
Yeah. I'll help
Or-
with that.
I would also be interested in seeing if they have any kind of libraries of any sort, but I'm guessing that's not going to exist here.
Can I sort of take the group over to where I sensed that other undead?
Yeah, you were kind of making your way in that direction, being kind of intrigued by that. And you guys start to look through some of the buildings, passing some red caps and avoiding some mad caps along the way. And a few of them seem to be heading in one particular direction towards where you detected the undead. And they are kind of like whispering to themselves conspiratorially. And they go into a building, and when they do, you see a green glow pour out into kind of the street here as they open and shut the door.
There's a rave.
The undead DJ.
Is there any music coming from anywhere? Not because of the rave, but just in general.
Some of the madcaps sing off key, but that would be about the only music around here.
For riveting's performance.
Oh, they did say to make ourselves at home, so I walk up to the big door and start opening it.
It takes his pants off.
All right. So you enter into what appears to be a common room that is patroned by a bunch of red caps sitting around different round metallic tables with various different makes of chairs. Nothing really matches in here, and there seems to be like a partition in one side of the room that looks to be similar to a bar, behind which floats a skull that is engulfed in green flames. Its eye sockets glow deeply red inside the skull.
It's a flame skull bartender?
That's awesome.
Welcome to Barnabas's.
And it has a lisp!
What does it have a lisp if it doesn't have a tongue? Or
You see
lips?
that the skull is missing a tooth, and as it speaks, it whistles through the tooth.
I'll
Is it kinda
look
Yes.
back at the party, like confused, and give him a shrug and go close.
When he says his name, you notice that all of the red caps in the room start slapping their legs and laughing uproariously.
They just come here to laugh at this guy.
You don't really know the expressions of that a skull can make, but it looks really mad when the red caps all laughed at it saying its own name.
You said his name
And
was
then
Barnabas?
some of the red caps start like whistling, and then Barnabas is like, "All right, that's it. You get out of here." And when he says "that's," he whistles at the S, and they all start laughing again.
Somebody make this guy a new tooth.
I guess, yeah, I'll create him a tooth.
Yes.
And then
These red caps are just gonna hate us.
We're just trying to save all the people they're bullying.
Pretty much.
So
Night.
Barnabas is like, "That's," then whistles again at that. "Nice and all, but I want my own tooth."
well, you can keep this forever. It'll never disappear on you.
What happened to your own tooth?
Well, you see, one of these ruffians, one of these hooligans, threw a glass at me, knocked my tooth out. And then, I guess he picked it up, put it in a sack, and ran off with it.
Do you know which one did it?
I think Grubba was the one that did it, and now they pass it around to themselves whenever I'm out and about. I see them throw it to one or the other. I chase them, they throw it to another one.
Keep away with a goddamn tooth.
God, that's sad.
Oh, well, we've got a little bit of time. Maybe we can get it back from you. I say really quietly so that hopefully the other red caps don't hear.
Oh, that would be marvelous.
Well, I'll keep an eye out for your tooth out. Oh, what do you have to drink around here? Or do you have anything to drink? We're new. We're just visiting, and we met Mad Maggie, and this place is very interesting.
Let's see. What has he got on the menu right now? I've got. I just got a batch of tea coming in from Mineros.
It's on its way though? Not quite here.
Oh no, I just got it in.
Oh. You know, for people like us, does it go taste into like ash in your mouth or anything like that?
Don't know about all that. Nope.
Look around the room, see what all the red caps are drinking.
I think the most important question to ask is, what's it cost?
So you look around, and the red caps are drinking like different like grog-looking drinks. They don't appear to be appetizing in the slightest.
Ugh. All right, never mind that.
That's not the tea, is it?
No, it's a different drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even offer that because I don't think that mortals could drink it.
Good to know.
Right.
Is that a challenge? Just kidding.
I feel like Octavius could probably handle it.
I'm not going out on a limb to drink it. Although, back to the price. How do we pay for shit?
Well, usually we deal in soul coins around here. You have
What
any?
about gold? You guys ever take gold?
He kind of zips away, and you see like a mage hand flipping through a book. I could make a conversion, I guess. And as he says guess, he whistles. Guess?
All the red caps lose their shit again.
Oh yeah. Every time it happens, it's just uproarious laughter. Like it'll never get old for these guys.
So we could pay with gold, or we could give you gold for soul coin?
I mean, I'd let you pay with gold. Maggie might not be the happiest with me, but if it's all you got.
Okay,
That
what's
is,
the
in fact, all we
conversion?
have.
Well, I'll take 1,000 gold for one soul coin, and that'll get you a cup of tea.
Jesus Christ.
Two, I feel kind of bad saying this, but
What kind of work would we be able to do around here to
Can I just
earn
wash
like a
the
soul
dishes
coin?
for
Is it
one?
like what's the minimum wage here in Avernus?
Minimum wage.
You must not be from around here. No minimum wage. Slavery's kind of a thing, and as he says slavery, of course, he whistles, which makes them all laugh.
Hmm. All right, I don't really feel like being a slave at this point in my career. What are some options that a person could do to try and earn some coins?
Oh, you have to go rob someone.
I think he meant more in the means of a job.
Well, he kind of like looks around, and he's like, "Well, if you find my tooth, I can spare you a coin."
Got a deal.
Who did you last see in possession of it?
Well, I don't know who they've tossed it to now, but it started with Grubba.
Can you describe Grubba to us?
He's got a red cap.
Yeah.
Big metal
He's
boot.
got big iron boots. He wields a scythe or a sickle. He's got a red hat, wispy beard.
I knew
Laughs
it even
at
before
everything.
I said it.
I'm gonna.
Is there anything else?
To be honest, your best bet would just be to start questioning whoever you can.
I'm just gonna turn around to the patrons. Be like, has anyone seen Grubber around?
Why?
I heard he can tell a mighty fine joke.
You heard wrong. Grub is an idiot.
You guys are funny.
We thought it'd be hilarious to try to get this guy's tooth from Grubba and then make fun of him more by destroying it.
They all kind of narrow their eyes at you. Why you want his tooth?
To make fun of him more, I just told you.
Yeah, it's funny enough just him whistling forever. The keep away is pretty funny when he tries to chase us too. I don't know if we trust newcomers to win on the joke.
Well, I've got, here, can I tell you a little secret? Come here, come a little closer.
Alright, he kind of like looks at you suspiciously and clunk, 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 like walks up to you in his heavy boots.
I recently came across a spell that I learned where if I can touch a person's piece of their body, I can make a command word, and then that piece of their body will go and do something else. So if we could get the tooth and put it back in him, then you could say something like bananas, and it will cause the jaw to close up, and it'll like start chattering his teeth whenever you feel like saying bananas.
Well, that would be pretty funny. Show me.
Oh, I see. I can only do it with once per day.
Roll a deception check.
This is gonna go well. Yep.
His
Sounds
eyes
about
just
right.
kind of narrow at you. I don't know much about magic, but that sounds like a lot of hooey.
You know, you should be nice to people.
That don't sound like much fun.
I just kind of look sad and kind of walk away.
Could I sort of study? His name is Barnabas, right?
Yes.
I go up and ask if he let me see his other teeth real closely so I can see what they look like.
Yeah, he just kind of, well, he's a skull, so he doesn't smile, but he turns his teeth towards you to let you examine them.
That's all he is, eh? He's just a flaming skull back there.
That's all he is.
How the hell does he make the drinks?
With Mage
Used
Hand.
Mage Hand earlier.
With Mage Hand?
Yeah, he can.
Does he only have
cast
one Mage Hand doing it?
He's got one mage hand at a time.
Does it have a pair of Mage Hands?
No, we'll just cast mage hand and like set a glass down on the bar, grab a bottle, set it down, pull the cork out, pour the drink.
No fancy drinks.
No.
Would I be able to use locate object now that I've seen all his teeth?
Put it up in the chat. See what? Let me read it. Yeah, you could certainly try locate object.
All right, I'll try to use it to find his missing tooth.
All right. Well, you know that there's a bunch of teeth right next to you, and there is one tooth within the compound. It is within 1,000 feet of you.
God.
It is in motion and moving kind of perpendicular to you.
Well, let's go chase after him, I guess.
So I could sense the direction he's in, right?
Yep.
All right, Barnabas, we'll have your tooth back here in a jiffy. All right, I tell the guys that I think I can locate the tooth and to follow me.
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
All right, tooth hunting we go.
All right. So you guys, you feel that it is coming from one of the other knuckle bone indents, and you head out of this one and over across to the one a few over. And tracking the location, you now know that it is in that particular indent, and you guys quickly approach some of one of the red caps that has a. You see a pouch in his hand as he hands it off to another red cap, who takes it, tucks it into his vest, and starts hobbling away.
Does
With
everyone
the
in the group
tooth?
see?
Well, yeah, you guys all see that exchange happening, and you know that that pouch contains the tooth.
All right,
How
guys,
far
that's
away
it.
is he?
I'd say he's probably about 50 or so feet away at this point, as they made the transfer.
I want to try. Fuck. If I have to use my expeditious retreat, I will. And I will run up and cast Charm Person.
Um. Okay. So you're casting Charm Person on the red cap that now tucked the pouch away.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is a Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I think he fails.
Yes, he does.
All right. So he is now charmed by you as you run up to him. Like, what you doing, pal?
Hey, bullying's not very nice. Give me that tooth back.
Make a persuasion check with advantage, since he's charmed.
Nice.
Nope. I don't think it will.
How close is he to me?
About 10 feet.
Well, I don't want to start. Maybe I should do this. I was gonna say I'm gonna grab him, but I don't know if I want to start shitting here.
Can I go behind him and cast Minor Illusion and create an illusion of the bag in my hand? I just look at Cersei like, don't worry, I already got it.
Oh, well done. You got them fast hands.
So you're creating an illusion behind the back of the red cap?
Yeah.
Um,
And I give Cersei a wink to just indicate that it's fake.
the red cap's like, what do you got there?
Oh,
Wait a
nothing, don't
minute.
worry about it. And I'll just start walking away.
He starts like patting his chest, and he pulls out the bag that he has, and he looks a little bit relieved.
Right.
Well, if that's it, I'll be going.
Nobody wants to imply that that's not the real bag.
Or try something now that he's got it like out in his hands.
I didn't run up with Cersei, so I Unless I'm gonna just come sprinting out Goldberg spear. Oh my god!
So he's like he tucks the bag back into his vest, and he's like, "Well, it's been weird, friend." And he starts to walk away.
What's charm person allow you to do with him?
Gives you advantage on any checks to persuade or deceive or intimidate.
You know what? I don't know. Make him a shitty deal to see if he'll take it instead.
I mean, I have no soul coins. What else is he gonna possibly go for?
You could tell him Grump wants the tooth back for some reason.
Give him
get it.
Yeah, give him anything stupid with chance of
gonna-
persuasion of taking him.
Have we
I'm gonna
like caught up?
I'm gonna
at this
walk
point?
up to him, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, I already failed the persuasion check.
I'm gonna try something here, guys. I'm gonna walk up to him, and I'm gonna cast another spell, and I'm gonna create a handful of teeth. And I'm gonna offer you. I'm saying, I got the rest of his teeth here. We only need that one, and I'll give you all of these teeth.
Imagine the sounds he'll make then with only one tooth.
Okay. You can roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Nice.
Bards, motherfucker!
His eyes like widen greedily. And he's like, if one tooth is lucky, a bunch of teeth must be luckier, right? Here. And he hands you the bag, and he's like, gimme. He kind of like hands out his cupped hands for you to dump the teeth into him.
And I give him all of the teeth.
Oh, I'm gonna make a fortune trading these.
Sucker.
And he just like starts clonking away with his heavy iron boots, like running as fast as little legs can carry him.
All right.
I guess we take this back to Barnabas.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. You guys head back to Barnabas's and walk back in. You see that they're still making fun of his whistle every time they specifically order drinks so that he has to say words with S's.
Asperilla.
Yeah.
Gorilla.
Yeah, and they're just like, it's a madhouse in here with the cackling just constantly.
Wait, these little bastards have enough soul coins that they can just order drinks for memes?
For free because they work here.
Yeah. You don't see any changing of hands of currency between these guys.
Must be on the house.
I was gonna say, Gerbek's not a murderer, but he'll rob a group of gnomes if they have that much money.
Back up as a red cat.
Yeah, fucking awesome.
If the teeth trade didn't work, I was gonna try to make a rock that smelled like farts and trade it so we could prank somebody.
Honestly, that probably would have worked with these assholes.
So are we just gonna give it back to him in the open, or?
Oh, are we all like sitting up at the bar?
Yeah, you guys are all lined up along the bar stools there.
I'm gonna grab a napkin and put it underneath a napkin and slide it across.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check.
I'm gonna use my inspiration and re-roll that.
Okay.
Wait, you already used inspiration today.
No.
Yeah, he has advantage on or resistance to fire damage, so he doesn't have to roll
Oh, right.
on check in Avernus.
Got that back.
One of the madcaps is like, "What you got there?" As you slide the napkin over.
Oh, nothing. Nothing to worry about.
He cocks an eyebrow suspiciously at you. Well, All right then, but I'm watching you. And he just kind of like stares at you and the thing under the napkin. So, like, not giving Barnabas a chance to pick it up.
As soon as we leave, they're just gonna beat the shit out of him.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
not
We
our
got money.
problem.
I'm going to casually walk to the other side of the bar and do an animating performance on. Is there a centerpiece or like a large beer glass or something?
Yeah, I mean, there's different, like, eclectic collection of different mugs and glasses. Nothing matches in here. So you could, pick a beer glass you wanted to animate and cause the dance.
Yeah, one that's a bit bigger and may have grabbed more of their attention. And I'm just gonna like put it in the middle of the room and have it like dance to the beat of my spoons.
Okay. Roll a performance check.
Nice.
All right, you see all of the madcaps, like when you stand up and grab a beer mug, they all start watching what you're doing, except the one that's just got his eyes peeled on the napkin. And then you start making the mug dance, and they all start like clapping and hooting and hollering, and some of them are laughing. Um, and you see the one looking at the napkin kind of like licks his lips, and he like glances away a little bit, glances back, glances away a little bit more, a little longer, turns his head to look right at you, glances back at the napkin, and then he just like, screw it, and he looks over at you and starts laughing at the dancing beer mug.
Nice.
All right. Well, yes.
While he's distracted, Barnabas casts his mage hand and grabs the sack and puts it behind the bar. And he gives you guys a wink. One of the red lights in his eyes just winks out for a moment.
Nice.
And he mage hand pulls up a soul coin and slides it back across the bar.
All right.
I grab it.
All right. You touch the infernal iron of the coin, and you feel that this is evil.
On the other hand, anyone else want to carry this?
I got a magic bag.
Yeah. Let's
Put it in the bag.
So did we notice the visible reaction from? Sorry, was it Jail that grabbed it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So something wrong there, Jail?
Before I put it in the bag, I hand it to Cruz. I say, "You feel this thing."
Okay, I'll hold on to it for a second.
You are overcome with rage and despair and grief, and it's not your own feelings. You are feeling the soul trapped within this iron prison. This is not a kindness, this is eternal damnation.
Oh yeah, that's not good. I bag of holding. And toss it in there.
I just imagine him going, "Get it off me! Get it off me!"
Gerbeck grabs the coin and shoves it in the bag.
All right. So
Nice.
you guys throw the soul coin into the bag.
I'm assuming I feel the similar horribleness.
Yeah, if you like took it from Krush and touched it to put it in the bag, you would feel that. Or if you just dropped it in and you didn't come in contact with it, you wouldn't.
What a
This
terrible.
place
that would be.
It's the worst.
Anyways, Barnabas, you know anything else interesting around town?
Uh, well, all I know is that um, pins and needles, and as he says pins and needles, he whistles again, which adds to the laughter of everybody watching the dancing cup. Um, um, are looking for somebody to help them.
Who might
are-
that? Who might they be?
Needles.
Oh, I forgot you're new around here. Pins and needles are Maggie's imp familiars.
Ah,
Happen to be the ravens that were on her shoulders.
Yeah, that's the form they usually take.
All right. You know what they need or where they are?
Well, they're probably hanging around Maggie. What they need, I think, is somebody to offer them some protection. You see, they're stepping on eggshells around here lately.
did they piss someone off or someone powerful?
Well, think if I know the gossip, they pissed off one of the madcaps with a prank.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Mad
and
cats love pranks.
no, red caps love pranks. Madcaps, I would stay away from.
Because they're mad.
And Maggie said she's not going to help them out because she told them not to play any more pranks.
That does seem fair.
Well,
but I guess we'll see what they want.
Yeah. Perhaps we can get more of these coins in that way.
I don't know if I want more of these coins.
That's a fair point, but I'm not sure. We might need them for something later.
That's true. Well, it's been fun, Barnabas. Catch you later.
I'll just whisper to Barnabas,
Godspeed,
watch out
as
for
he
flying
says-
glass.
As he says speed, he whistles again.
As we leave, I'll kind of. I was zoned out for the rest of that conversation. So those coins, that's they're real bad. I don't know how I feel about spending those.
They're already made.
Well, so did I actually get the feeling that there's a soul trapped in there?
There is indeed a
Okay.
mortal soul trapped in that coin.
Look, well, what makes me wonder is, what if there's a way to get the soul out and get it somewhere else other than hell?
Well, then we better start collecting these.
Wouldn't the soul have done something terrible to have ended up in hell anyways?
Did all the people in Elturel do something terrible to end up in hell?
I guess
Well,
not.
just the one guy.
Well, I think we need to worry about the souls of many, not the souls of one right now.
I have a feeling these soul coins will be very important, unless you have thousands of gold that you were hiding in the shell. You guys didn't ride the car, but it took a soul coin to run.
Oh my
Sounds
god.
So
fucking horrific.
I have a feeling those soul coins are gonna be in our future, whether we like it or not.
Silvira did say that hell runs on them. I didn't think she meant literally.
I think it's pretty literal.
Well, perhaps better in our hands than someone else's.
And we can probably safely assume that most of the people in hell are probably here for a reason. There's, gonna be a few that are an exception, but
Well,
there's
do
exceptions
you
to every
remember that
rule.
one person who was just trying to get food for their family and was trying to sell their soul to get food for their family?
Yep.
I
Trying to
don't
break
think
one of
that's
the
a reason
rules of
to
hell.
be stuck in a coin for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but
Well,
what if
for
this
eternity.
soul coin was somebody who murdered 1 million orphans?
We won't know that till we find out, but
So 50-50.
most of the we saw here that got down here were good people. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's because I think
Well-
bad people die before getting here.
I don't think these soul coins are new. These aren't just the newest mint to Elturellian souls.
Like, think of all the people that attacked your family back home, or your family and friends, Scrooge.
Besides, if you want to help them, we got to collect them anyway.
No,
Yeah.
I understand that. I'm ready to collect them and stuff, but
We can use them
don't-
sparingly, and then
You can check. Maybe you
Maybe
can
we could-
communicate with him, and if turns out he's a serial rapist, we'll just use him to fuel the machine.
Oof.
I guess we can see if we can find something out like that, but I just letting it be on record,
I understand where you're coming from. It must be very taxing to just think of an immortal soul as currency. It's kind of depressing, honestly. But I don't know, if we want to help all of Elturel, I think we might need to use what resources we have.
So everyone is getting over the shock that hell is a terrible place.
Hope so.
I'm not gonna say that I'm over it, to be honest with you. But I'm ready to move on for now.
Okay.
I won't hold that against you.
Like Kilvius probably wants you to hold yourself against him.
Anyway,
I
off
just
to
start
the
walking away.
Mine up that ass.
Let's go try to find the amps.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys leave Barnabas's and head out back towards the kind of open courtyard and the trash structure you saw Maggie duck into. On your way there, one of the madcaps stops you, and he's like, "Would you guys tell me a joke?"
He's a
life.
madcap.
Red cap, sorry.
That
I
can
I
do.
just pointed Octavius.
Why did it stick across the road?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not even gonna answer it. I'm just gonna cast hideous laughter on him.
Nice.
All right. Let's see. I just closed their stat block. Where are you? All right. So he starts like uproariously laughing, as if you asking why did the chicken cross the road is the funniest thing it's ever heard.
Well, we told him a joke, boys. He's laughing.
What do you actually want? We're just leaving him here.
How long does it last? If it's like a minute, we could just wait.
Well, if you guys are just waiting there, I guess you would have to make successful a wisdom saving throw.
Does he take damage? Oh no, just each time he takes damage.
He just
Like,
can't
it's
stop
advantage.
laughing.
Sitting here letting him fucking laugh his ass off.
Gerbeck looks around confused because he obviously just missed the joke somehow.
The 15 passes. 15 ties, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, so after about almost 30 seconds of straight hilarious laughter out of this guy, he like finally catches his breath. Whew. That was the funniest thing I've ever heard. Here, take this. And he holds up a severed finger.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
And he holds it out to Kilvius.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Well,
It's a token of my friendship. I'll be very insulted if you don't take it.
Okay, I'm going to take it. Well, I thank you, and I will never forget this moment with you.
I'll ask him his name.
Dig Dug.
Dig Dug. Perfect.
I never want to leave this camp.
This place is awesome. Except for the
I
whole
think I found out where
mortal soul
Deckard
point
opened his
thing.
tavern.
I think we don't want to spend too much time here. We haven't seen much that offers blood besides us.
Is this finger bleeding?
It doesn't look that fresh. It's kind of like grayed and exsanguinated.
what the fuck?
So
Yeah, I'm just going to pocket it.
okay. So as you guys continue around him and on your way, you get down the road a little bit, and you hear, "Help! Thieves! They stole my lucky finger!" And you see like doors start to throw open as Redcaps start to look around.
I just casually walk by whistling.
He starts pointing at you guys. That one, the blue one. He took it. Get him.
I did no such thing. This guy's a liar. He has the finger in his pocket.
No, I gave it to him. Check him.
So then you stole it if you gave it to him.
And when you point that out, he just starts rolling on the floor laughing. You should have seen your faces.
Oh my god.
How do these things even exist?
For this exact reason, Brayden.
All right,
Oh.
and with that, I think we're going to call it there for the night because I am getting tired of doing Madcap voice. Thanks a lot,
my
everybody,
God.
for watching, and now we will have this session's vote for inspiration. So feel free to pick whichever player you think deserves inspiration going into next session. It could be for somebody that had a funny RP moment, or somebody that made a clutch roll and saved the encounter. Anything at all, and I'll turn it over to the players to give their votes.
I'll give mine to Gerbeck for riding Lulu.
I'll give mine to Kilvius for literally solving all of our problems.
Yeah, I think I'd go for Kilvius too. We kept on struggling. Kilvius like, I'll pull your ass out of the fire.
Yep.
Yep, Kilvius.
Yep.
All right, it's a runaway. I mean,
Ooh,
somebody
it's
that
a
can make
runaway.
exactly what you need when you need it all the time. Pretty useful. All right,
And
so
starting to-
Kilvius, you will have inspiration that you just used this session. You've got it back.
Yeah,
Nice.
buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so please tune in on Sunday, almost a week from today, as we will continue on with Brett's campaign, where we run an old school dungeon crawl as a retired literal band of bards that are getting too old for this shit. And then we will follow that up next Monday with our regularly scheduled programming as these guys continue to creep around Fort Knucklebone and help the other denizen while pissing off the red caps. By being the
These guys are
fun
going to try and
police.
murder us, aren't they?
Oh.
I'm gonna give him a fart rock.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
All right, thanks a lot, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.
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 Peace.